Mr. Mayor,
Alrighty.
ready to go.
It is Tuesday, December 13th, 2022. It is now 5:35 p.m. and this is a special commission meeting of the City of West Miami. This meeting is now called to order. For the first item, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 2, roll call. Mayor Eric Diaz-Padrón.
Here.
Vice Mayor Juan Blanes.
Present.
Commissioner Candida Blanca.
Yes.
Commissioner Ivan Chavez Jr.
Here.
Commissioner Luciana Suarez.
Yes.
Mayor, you have quorum.
Thank you. Next item.
Item 3, public comments.
Seeing none.
None.
Next item.
Item 4, special agenda items. Item 4A, report by the Office of the City Manager and Director of Public Works in reference to possible amendment to Resolution 2021-65, American Rescue Project Act to fund 100% of the cost for an electrical vehicle 12-passenger bus under Florida Sheriff's Association bid FSA 22 VEH 20, authorizing the city manager to execute purchase order and issue payment for said electric vehicle 12-passenger bus to be assigned to the City of West Miami Community Center.
Madam Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As you know, we have been desperately looking for a bus for the community center for the last 6 or 7 months to no avail. And when we find one, somebody else snatches it before we can even bring it to you. That being said, we have looked into the procurement agency that Miami-Dade County uses, which we have an interlocal agreement with. They referred us to the sheriff's bid because, again, they didn't have the vehicle that would suit the needs of the center. So the Florida Sheriff's bid published number of vehicles, and we found one in Davie, Florida, one of 3 or 4, I believe, in stock that would work well. That being said, Mr. Pena and Rodolfo, the jitney bus driver, actually took a ride to Davie. They tested the vehicle, and I think we should hear from Mr. Pena on the specs for the vehicle so that we could give you our united recommendation on this item.
Mr. Pena, please.
Before he goes on to the issue of the specifications, this bus, it is electric, and it has a price tag of $112,000. Give me 1 second. $112,233, which is $72,133 over and above what we had in the American Rescue Act resolution. So we come to you this evening to see if you would approve the use of the purchase of the electric van. And this also has a lot of benefits, and we'll go into that after Mr. Pena explains the tour of the jitney. Thank you, Mayor.
Before you start, who put these pictures together?
I did.
Huh?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I got about 6 or 7 of the same, and he got.
Oh, it didn't
6 or
call
7
it.
of the same.
Oh,
call
boy.
Oh,
But the packet-
It was a stapling error, I
Pero
guess.
la-
Hold on, wait,
en el
let's
agenda
see. This is like the old
packet
Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You can put
There
them all
you go.
together.
Pictures
You
are
could give
on
each
it,
one-
yeah.
That's it. That's it.
You could give one each.
I have a chair.
If you go to your
We forgive
agenda
you.
packet,
We forgive you for that.
And my assistant didn't check it.
No, because I trust you, but you have those pictures
In the packet.
different ones in the agenda packet.
All you gotta do is give each one of yours.
Helen Keller
I'm
tricks.
like, man, this picture looks just like that.
Yeah.
And the next one?
We've been searching for the van that the community center prefers for the seniors for over 6 months. We've contacted everyone that deals with the Ford vans. We've contacted Chevy and everybody else. The last one was the one that the mayor referred us to through the county, which was HGAC.
HGAC.
Right. And then upon contacting them, they referred us to Les Spurs with Creative Bus Sales. I sent him the same request for an electric or a diesel bus, for a gas or a diesel bus. And his remarks are in one of your emails there, that is, Ford is building very few, if any, traditional gas or diesel transit vans currently. We don't have any stock. We don't have any. What we do have is the Ford e-electric transit vans. And they do have, in Jacksonville, 300 of these vans, and luckily there's 3 here in Davie. They're all brand new. Like the manager says, the Florida Sheriff's bid has it in there, and it's at $112,000 and change. There's something wrong in the math, though, because you said it's 72,000.
Yes, I was just
Yeah,
looking at that.
Okay.
Minus 60.
So there were concerns about how spread apart and how the aisles look in the pictures that they had sent us. So myself and Rodolfo went up Friday to look at the van and drive the van. And the van is a very good van, very nice van. It's electric. It has 12 passengers. It has easy entrance for the seniors to go in and out. And it has very nice, comfortable seats. I rode in them.
I have a question. You have a question?
You go ahead. I was just going to make a comment in terms of a few of the pros and cons, but go ahead.
No, I just want to ask Mr. Pena. Mr. Pena, that's a Ford, right? Made by Ford?
Transit, yes.
Now, the vehicle in total, what kind of guarantee? How long is it?
5 years.
5 years, bumper to bumper.
Yes, sir.
Now, the battery is more than 5 years?
Same 5 years.
Same 5 years?
Hmm?
To replace the battery.
I'm sure it's a pretty penny.
Did you find out?
It's a 5-year warranty.
Yeah,
So-
but after, we're gonna have that van for longer than 5 years.
Well, we could always find out what the replacement cost is today. It's gonna be lower 5 years from now.
Yeah, I was going to make the same question, but the point is that from 2022 to 5 year 2027, the price will change, whatever conditions will change. So the prices, I don't think even Ford have the idea 5 years from now how much cost. Well,
How much might cost?
because
Killing trees.
5 years things will change.
The problem is, if you want a regular van, in January, Ford may open, they haven't said whether they will or not, and then delivery will be 6 months from that date, which will be sometime in June or July. Meanwhile, you're still running that old jitney bus that we have, and it goes until it doesn't.
I've noticed that this van has a lower entry point than our current.
Yes, it has a very good solid step that comes out. It's permanently there off the side. That's why I took Rodolfo. I wanted to make sure that he saw the van and he knows, with the clientele that we have, how if they could enter and exit. And
So what were Rodolfo's comments on after seeing the vehicle?
oh, he wants to know if we're picking it up Thursday, because Friday he has doctor's
No.
appointment.
I see a picture with a side door,
Yes, sir.
and I think also the back door opens too.
Yes.
The
If I
reason-
may, Mr.
Go ahead.
Mayor,
Go ahead.
this jitney does not have the lift in the back, is that correct?
That's correct. This
Yeah.
is just a regular passenger van.
Right. So it has an exit door in the back,
Double doors.
Go ahead,
double
Vice.
door.
Mr. Pena, how long has Ford has had this vehicle out? I mean, when was this conceived and produced, and how long has it been out in the market?
The EV van,
Yeah,
they've been in the EV business probably 3-4 years now.
but this particular model, it's a new model.
When they started making the Transit about 3-4 years ago.
Did you do a little bit of research to see, their EV vehicles, especially this particular brand, if?
Yeah, there's no negative reviews out there
No
on it.
negativity?
No.
Nothing? So,
The only thing negative that it's the mileage is, or the length of the battery will need a recharge is limited to 150 miles.
150?
Mm-hmm.
And what is an average mileage?
300, depending.
One day?
No, I'm saying an average gas fan is 300.
No, okay. Rodolfo is gonna use the van, okay?
No, he doesn't.
Tomorrow.
He doesn't even do 30 miles in a day.
Okay, that's a question.
Yeah.
So 30 miles, so he's not gonna need, it's 150, and it's 30 to 40 miles.
5 days.
And theoretically, this thing would charge every,
Yeah, it comes with a charger for it.
And how long does it take to charge?
It has different stages. It has, I believe, it's a 4-hour, an 8-hour, and a overnight setting.
yeah, the way the batteries work, just like your phone battery, if the first batch of charge is faster than the last batch.
Correct.
Think of when you're downloading a file, right? The 99 to 100% is never ending. It's same concept in the batteries. The first 34 miles will be much faster than the last 34 miles of charge. But for us, that doesn't really matter because all we need is a 30-40.
Correct.
But overnight, it would charge 100% no matter
Yes.
what. Yeah. Okay.
The AC system?
Everything. Just
It
like
works.
regular.
Well, the
Works
AC
well?
system it better work because that's the biggest. That's the biggest.
Yeah, no,
draw of
it
our
has
current.
it has the front passenger and driver system, and then it has the big blower in the back blowing
Yeah,
forward.
because they see the current bus we have, the seniors are they're just dying in the heat with the damn fan.
So
that
it's
we
got a
have
good
there.
AC.
Yes.
And how about liability? Our insurance carrier, is there any issues with it?
I
No.
wouldn't think so.
On the contrary, we'll be paying less insurance for the electric vehicle than we would the normal vehicle, just off the bat, it's a newer vehicle, so the cost of the insurance will be lower than what we pay right now for the passenger bus that we're using.
Okay. I mean, I'm just talking out loud here, but maybe we should consider, I mean, it looks like we're gonna have this vehicle for longer than 5 years, maybe.
Hopefully
maybe
8 or 10.
8, 9, 10. So, purchasing a second battery and just having it as a spare, would that be
I'll find out if that's
cost
available.
prohibitive?
Yeah, parts are very hard to get. The other bus that we had was waiting at the dealer a year for the part that it finally arrived.
And that's a traditional gas bus, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, you have to imagine, right? I mean, just societal trends, right? I'm talking out loud too. It's not, that the batteries will be, as the years go by, easier and cheaper, right? I mean, as
more
vehicles are
available.
on the road, they're
We hope.
right, right. I say talking out loud because I can't predict tomorrow, right? But if you're taking a guess, if you're taking an educated guess, right, as we all have to do, and you would imagine that with the amount of vehicles going onto the market, amount of charging infrastructure, that the batteries will be more available and cheaper as the years go by than today, right? Especially if Ford is not even building traditional gas vans anymore, really. The parts should become more and more available. I know I'm not so concerned about the parts because I know of the issues we've had with our traditional buses and getting parts, and they've been very long waits. I think we got rid of our last bus,
Because of
which
that.
was a newer bus than the current one we have, because the part was just unavailable.
Mhm.
So I'm not as concerned about that, but
Yeah, the point, Vice Mayor Blanes, the point is that in the 5 years, if the battery is not working, it's on the guarantee. So for sure, we will use the battery 5 years.
5 years.
Now,
Oh, no, yeah.
if something happens in 5 years, they will replace, and I'm pretty sure the new battery will have a guarantee. That's number one. And number two, if we buy a battery, and that battery, this one, you buy the vehicle, and the battery is not working 5 years, 2 days, and then you have to use what you have in stock. You don't know in 5 years, those chemicals, those components of the battery, 5 years, what happened.
Great point, yeah.
So,
know
you
what?
know, in 5 years, keeping the stock, a battery, I don't recommend that.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
if something happen in the 5 year, will be replaced.
You're a wise
True.
man,
No, I
Commissioner.
know why, I know why. It's that I have a lot of problems with batteries in
You're
my
a-
life, with
you're
different
absolutely
cars
right.
and different tractors and different things.
You're absolutely right.
Remember
It's
me
not a,
last
it's
week.
not a fresh
And-
battery, as they say.
You remember
absolutely
me last
right.
week, right?
Hmm?
You remember what happened to me last week with the batteries?
Yeah, you had a bad battery.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, you know, you're right. Batteries, I think for them to maintain and to function properly, they have to
Gotta
be
use 'em.
used, and they have to have a discharge and a charge, and I think that's what keeps them working functionally. Yeah, I didn't, good point.
Well, I'll put my 2 cents. I like the fact that the vehicle is lower to the ground, right? Because I've seen the struggle seniors have had getting into the bus. I like the fact that because of what it is, it's a quieter vehicle, which this vehicle goes down in the street a lot, and in the city, and it's a very quiet vehicle, so that's good too. I like the fact that it's got warranty. I like the fact that it's air conditioning, and I like the fact that it's unlikely because it's a brand new vehicle to break down like our current vehicle. They're about to run me out of that senior center if we don't get something soon. So, Madam Manager, you said that there was a variety of benefits.
Yes, the first thing I want to report is that what we need to do is allocate another $52,133 from American Rescue Act dollars. I was wrong the first time, and I wanted to just to clarify what I stated previously. The benefits of an EV, which is what they refer to these vehicles, electric vehicle, is that we're going to be considered as a green city, or start to get serious to be a little bit more environmentally friendly, which should put us in a really good spot to obtain grants, especially transit grants, like the one we have this coming year that we have to focus on charging stations. So I think that all governments are doing everything they can to be friendly to the environment. And I think this is going to put us in a good place for those grants and, just
Now, I have-
getting pretty much a little bit more involved to the best of our capability.
I have a question, Manager.
Yes, sir.
Madam Manager. So the American Rescue Project Act will fund the difference, right?
100% of the
100%.
cost
We
of the
already
bus.
checked, and that's it, the money will come from that.
Yes, sir.
Now, I see, and I read in the paper, that Mr. Pena, I did read in the paper these days that the federal government is giving some incentives for the new vehicles with the new green stuff. Do you know if there is something on top of this, there is some incentive or something?
Not for city governments that are buying through bid contracts, no.
Yeah, that would have been nice. They give. I read the same thing. They're giving a lot of rebates to private passenger, and they're giving school buses to. I believe the county is getting through a federal program that is only designed for school districts. I think the county is getting like 30-something school buses, and then transit buses as well that are electric.
They do have.
Yeah, but those were, I read into them. Those were very targeted federal programs that were targeting mass transit, targeting vehicles that emit a lot and that they're trafficked a lot. School buses, transit buses, that nature. I didn't find anything, and from my understanding, the manager and Mr. Pena didn't find anything either in terms of any rebates or allocations for local governments for any vehicle that is not transit, complete mass transit.
Correct.
I see in different occasions, they're driving behind a bus, a metro bus, and they say that they have a sign, electric bus. There's a bunch of them in the street.
And
I think they charge it during the evening or during the night.
is front-wheel drive?
Rear-wheel drive.
Rear.
And actually, if we look at the warranty section, it says for unique electrified components, it's 8 years, 100,000 miles.
On the battery is 8 years?
8 years.
Oh, 8?
Yeah, the
That's
convert,
good.
the conversion
Okay,
part of the
alright.
van is what's 5 years,
All right,
100,000
I
miles.
feel a little better now.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is good. How about the brakes? Are it just regular brakes?
Mm-hmm.
Everything else in the car is normal except doesn't have
Normal.
combustion engine, basically, right?
So it's 8 years on the battery. All right, that changes the game.
3 more years.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Yeah. Unique electrified components. You know, unique, what's unique electrified
The
component?
van itself,
Yeah.
the electrified component, the conversion part of it is what's 5 years, 100,000 miles. Because it lists the conversion part of the van, which is the interior, the way they install it.
Yeah, I mean, it would say the battery, I mean,
No, because it covers all the features. It covers the charger, it covers the plugs, it covers everything that's unique to that electric vehicle.
you sure?
Yes.
That's better.
Because they, you know, they say unique electric, you know, features, and they could be talking about everything except the battery.
We will find out for sure tomorrow.
Okay, all right, let's, for the record, let's make sure that is the case. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna change our decision here tonight, but,
Well, we have to know
Um,
everything anyways to know how to, you know, plan servicing and everything. All right. Does anybody have questions,
I did
concerns,
the-
comments? I don't know what else.
I think all the questions answered on the top of the table. I don't think is that it, I don't have any other questions.
and this is something that we need to do, because the vehicle is in very bad shape, the AC is not working.
It works, but it works until it doesn't.
What I can tell you from just my experience going to that center and the chance is, yeah, I've been kind of pushing the administration for probably about at least 8 months now to try to get a new van out there. And recently, a little more aggressively, I had the county through Commissioner Cabrera's office, their special procurement team, to help us out, and we had 5 people on the team kind of going around, and they put a forward budget contract in front of us, and the lead times were aggressive, pricing was similar, and that's when this vehicle was found by Mr. Pena and put in front of me, and you know, either we got to make a decision in some way to get a vehicle on the ground, because that vehicle is, frankly, it's getting disrespectful to the seniors we have there, the vehicle we currently have, because they've asked me for so long, and it does break down, and it does, you know, the air conditioning, we just went through a whole summer with the air conditioning on and off, when these are elderly people, so we gotta do something to make sure that we get them help down there, one way or the other.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, another
ahead.
thing that I wanted to put on the record is, with the old bus, it took a year to get a part. As time moves on and people get more friendly to electric vehicles, the replacement of parts, the inventory is going to
Yeah,
be
no
scarce.
doubt,
And so
yeah.
we're gonna find ourselves in a situation where we won't have the means to transport your seniors, so I mean, yes, it's expensive, maybe we could have, should have, but there's just no availability, and I think we need to try to modernize the city and the way we think moving forward. And I think the warranty is exceptional, actually. I think it's good, and, you know, we should have a good passenger jitney for the next 8 to 10 years.
All right, anybody?
The main thing here is that the American Rescue Project will fund this cost. We don't have to put a penny from the taxpayers.
And Mr. Pena,
We
this,
from the city, so the federal government, this American Rescue Project Act will fund the whole thing. And we will be 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 years on the guarantee for some things, and we will be out of problem in the new industrial way. So I think it's a good thing.
and it's gonna do the job, right?
Yes, sir. Remember, like the mayor was saying, last summer, the other bus broke down, And what we did was rented a 15-passenger van from Royal Rent-A-Car, which is a smaller van than this one. It doesn't have the ceiling height that this one has, where I could stand up inside of it. And it had the regular passenger benches. And even them squeezing into those benches, they were happier than with the bus we have now.
Okay, so this will, what do you call it, take care of all these issues, right?
Yes.
It's comfortable, it's gonna do all these things that we needed to do, right?
It's electric.
It's electric.
I keep thinking in my head, you know, I
It's
think we're all
electric.
thinking, yeah, we're all thinking the same thing after every time I hear it's electric, but it hasn't left my generation.
It's electric. All right, so it's gonna be a good, it's gonna be a good fit for what we need.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Do we have, well, let's read the resolution and then we'll,
Yes, item 4B, a resolution of the City of West Miami, Florida, amending Resolution 2021-65, authorizing the city manager to allocate funds in the amount of $112,233 for the purpose of purchasing a 12-passenger 2022 Ford E-Transit 350 cargo bus to be assigned to the West Miami Community Center, funded by the American Rescue Program funds, instructing the city manager to add this purchase to the list of projects and purchases under the American Rescue Program, providing for effective date.
do we have, okay, we have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Suarez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanca?
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanes?
Yes,
Mayor Diaz-Padrón?
Yes,
5-0, item passes.
thank you. Now, can you take C and D together, read them both?
Yes. Item 4C, recommendation by staff in reference to purchase of a EV 12-passenger bus for the West Miami Community Center by City Manager and Director of Public Works. Item 4D, resolution of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of West Miami authorizing the City Manager to waive competitive bidding and approve creative bus sales as sole source supplier under the Florida Sheriff's Association bid, FSA 2022 VEH 20 Purchasing Participation Program, piggyback, to purchase an electric vehicle 12-passenger 2022 Ford E-Transit 350 cargo bus for the West Miami Community Center to be funded 100% for American Rescue Programs Fund for a total of $112,233, providing for effective date.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Blanca, how do you
Yes.
vote? Commissioner Suarez?
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanes?
yes.
Mayor Diaz-Padrón?
Yes,
5-0, item passes.
thank you. Last item.
Next item, item E, request for proclamation declaring December 9, 2022 as Arbor Day in the City of West Miami by Director of Public Works.
We had a great event. It was joined by Commissioner Suarez and Commissioner Cabrera. We planted a tree, as the name would imply. Go ahead. You wanted to say something?
The proclamation is required as part of our commitment to
Tree City USA?
Tree City USA. And we needed the proclamation and the planting in order to meet this year's requirement. And again, it'll be a beautiful tree once it sets its place there.
Do we need a motion?
Yes, I do.
Motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Seeing, anyone opposed? Seeing none, unanimous. And I believe that's the last item, correct?
Yes.
Motion to adjourn?
Mayor, before
Yeah.
you adjourn, I wanted to address the commission. We had a conversation
That's right,
today,
go
you
ahead.
and I. As you know, Governor Ron DeSantis is closing all state offices on December 23rd and December 30th in observance of Christmas and New Year's. We observe Monday, the 26th, and Monday, the 1st of January as an established holiday. In order for us to be able to close, I need permission from the commission, from the mayor and city commission, to give the day off to non-essential workers. The only essential workers here would be police and sanitation, and both of them will work on the 23rd and on the 30th. We have overtime accounts to take care of their time working, And I would yield to John Michael Lopez, who is out of town, to determine whether he needs to open the rec on the 23rd and on the 30th based on the demand by parents who have to work and have nowhere to leave their kids. And so as soon as he returns, I could take this conversation up with him. But I was wondering if you would agree to closing on the 23rd and the 26th, and then again the 30th, and of course on the 1st of January.
Yes.
Anyone have any
I
comments?
have a question.
Go ahead.
Yolanda, do we have appointments for a passport Friday the 23rd
No, sir?
and Friday the 30th?
No, sir. Generally, those days, we close at 12 o'clock. But it's really dead downstairs. Not that there isn't any work, but we don't really have a lot of traffic, and we blocked out because of the holiday at the beginning of last January, beginning of the year. We block out those days that are very close to the Christmas holidays
Yes.
and New Year's. So there are no appointments.
Okay, I just want for the record and the public
We
to know,
checked.
you know.
Yes, sir.
It's no problem with me.
Anybody else have anything? Do we have a blessing,
Yes.
opposed, anything, any concerns? Okay.
Both are Fridays, 23rd and the 30th Fridays.
Okay,
That's fine with me.
there's no vote, just, go
Well-
ahead, Vice Mayor.
Madam Manager, in your opinion, that's not gonna interfere with anything that the city needs to do administratively?
No, and if it would, I would be here, believe me. I don't think there's any interruption of service per se. Residents can come and pay their water bill, and we have a 24-hour sealed box in the police department where people can come in and drop off their water payment. There's no scheduled turn-off for the water service that weekend because of the holidays. So there's really nothing other than anybody applying for a business license. We will put all these notices up on all of our, in all of our facilities and announce it on our social media as well as on the city website as soon as
No,
you all,
The really thing that I try to clear, like I did the question to you, is because people from the passport, they make appointments, they maybe live at 45, 60 miles from here, but they do.
yes, sir.
People coming from, you know, and they have an appointment, but if there is no appointment Friday 23rd
No.
or Friday 30th,
They usually don't come
That's the main
around
thing,
those
I
days.
see.
That's a holiday season. No me tires esto a mí.
So, all right, is there any other concerns? All right.
motion,
Well, there's no,
Just the
it's
blessing.
really administrative matter. The manager is just doing an appropriate thing. We're meeting already, I think, bringing it to us to make
Happy
sure there's no
holiday.
concerns. All right,
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you all very much.
now, motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank